There are so many different XP buffs in MapleStory, and I'm going to be telling you how you could get every single one of them and make your training so much faster, even the secret buffs that they don't want you to know. This video is one of many videos I have created to help you guys progress faster and enjoy the game more, especially for the upcoming Dreamer update on June 12th, which is going to be huge. You can look forward to so many more videos to help you out. And if this video was useful to you, please consider subscribing and maybe checking out some of my other videos. And if you want to talk to me directly almost every single day, I stream like all the time. The first thing we need to talk about is what determines how much XP you're getting. There are two main factors that make you level up faster on MapleStory. The first one is your kill rate, which means how many mobs are you killing per hour. Obviously, the more mobs that you're killing, the more XP you're getting. But this video isn't about kill rate. It's about XP and how to increase how much XP you can get per mob. If you want a video on kill rate, how to increase your kill rate and how to train more efficiently, then please let me know down below. And the second way to level up faster is to increase how much XP you get every single time you do kill a mob. A very useful tool for you guys to look at is the stats window. There's actually this new tab that they implemented kind of recently, the additional XP obtained one. And if you hover over it, it'll tell you exactly how much XP you're getting from all the different buffs you have applied. So for example, if I were to use this gold pot that gives you 10% bonus XP, you can see that the number changes and it says usable item 10%. And if I were to use this 2x coupon, it gets added onto it. So this tells you how much bonus XP you're getting at the moment. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to increase this as much as possible and all the other XP buffs that don't even show on this so that you can save your time and level up way faster. Now, it's also very important to know how XP scales on this game. So for example, if I were to use a 2x coupon, that adds plus 100% XP to my character, right? And if I were to use an MVP, which is another 50% bonus XP, that means in total, I would have bonus 150% XP from these two sources together, right? A lot of people have a misconception that 2x and MVP, which is 1.5, would mean that you would do 2 times 1.5, which means you are getting 3x XP, which is not true. That's not how it works. The XP coupons are what's called additive, which essentially means all the different percentage values that they give you get added together and make a total percentage value through addition. It is not multiplicative. Now that that's out of the way and we're all on the same page here, let's talk about what buffs that you can get that can increase your XP dramatically. The first buff we need to talk about is the 2x buff. The 2x buff is the most common buff that you will find on MapleStory through various different ways, and they come in different looks as well, but they all say the same thing. They'll say double click to receive 2x XP buff for 15 minutes. So 2x means plus 100% bonus XP. And let's talk about all the different ways that you can get 2x. So some of the most common ways to get 2x is through the Legion shop. These blue coupons that say Legion on them, XP obtained is increased plus 100%. So this is the exact same as the 2x that I showed you before. Even though they look a little bit different, they're the same thing. So the Legion 2x is quite a bit expensive. It's only really worth buying once you have, I would say, over 6k Legion. That's when you're going to have a lot of Legion coins. And you can get 10 of them per week. It resets every single Sunday. It also says at the bottom when they're next available. There's the 30-minute ones, the 20-minute ones, and the 10-minute ones. So in total, you have 10 hours of 2x that you can get per week just from this. Another source of 2x that you can get every single week is through the Mulung Dojo point shop. You can buy 10 of these 2x coupons every single week, depending on what floor you place in dojo. So you get these dojo points to buy the 2x based off of what floor you clear relative to other people. So for me, as you can see last week, I only did floor 2. So it says top 100%, which means I'm basically at the bottom of the ladder. So if I were to try and get points from him, I'm ready for the Mulung Dojo point distribution. He says you didn't do well enough to qualify for points. You need to be at least top 70% to get points. So I didn't get anything. But if I were to have cleared a higher floor, I would get points based off of what top percentage I cleared. But you can get 10 2x coupons from this every single week. Another very common source of 2x is the Monster Park boxes. So if you were to do Monster Park on Sunday, you get these Sunday growth boxes, and if you open them, they give you 2x. So they can give you 2x that lasts for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. So it's kind of RNG, but it does give you 2x. And sometimes they give you something called a Pendant of the Spirit, which we'll be talking about later. These Saturday boxes are also really good because they give you a random item from all the other days of Monster Park. So if I were to open them, there's a chance that I get 2x from these boxes. See, I just got one. Another really good source of 2x is events. Oftentimes, events have these daily check-ins that give you a ton of rewards. For this event, we have 3x, which we're going to talk about in a second. But usually, events have shops that you can go to that have a daily source of 2x. So in this case, during the Maple Anniversary event, if you talk to Emma over here and go to the Growth tab, there's 5 2x's that you can buy every single day. That is a constant source of allowing you to train. So you can get over an hour of 2x every single day during events usually. Another way that you can get 2x that most people, I don't think this is a reliable way of getting 2x, is through the cash shop. If you are a high MVP status, depending on your status, you will get rewards per month. And you can claim this at the top 3 times a month, and it gives you 2x coupons, exactly like these ones, but they last for 30 minutes. So that's another way of getting 2x. One more way of getting 2x is through the daily gift. Throughout the month, you will get 2x coupons if you kill at least 300 mobs and claim the gift every single day. So you can get up to 8 2x coupons just from doing this throughout the month. Now remember that 3x that I mentioned earlier? So very often during events as well, there are 3x coupons that you can claim. So 3x and 2x cannot be used together, but the 3x is basically like using 2 2x's at the same time. If the 2x gives you plus 100% bonus XP, the 3x gives you plus 200% XP. So it's super strong, and make sure you always claim the 3x that's available through events. Now let's talk about MVPs. So you're going to hear this term MVP all the time while playing MapleStory. You're going to hear, oh, somebody just smegged an MVP, let's go get it. So there's a few ways to get MVPs in this game. MVP is an additional 50% bonus XP that stacks with 2x. A very common way of getting MVP is through bossing. Bosses from Akechi or higher, Akechi, Lotus Damien, and so on, can have a chance of dropping this 50% bonus XP coupon voucher, which is referred to as an MVP. This is an untradeable coupon, but if you were to double click it, it becomes tradable, and it increases your XP by 50% and stacks with 2x, but it cannot stack with other MVP type buffs. So this is known as a self MVP. You could just use it whenever you want, whenever you're training, and you don't have to rely on anybody else giving you an MVP. So on the screen is something that you will see pop up in your chat pretty often as you play MapleStory. It'll say something along the lines of MVP, XX, a certain number, and go to Mushroom Shrine and a channel. So what this means is somebody is using something called a SMEGA, which stands for Super Mega Phone, and they're essentially advertising that they are going to share their MVP buff with everybody. There's a special MVP buff called an atmospheric MVP buff. I don't have any on me, but it allows you to give every single person in the map bonus 50% XP, just like this coupon. So the reason people type in the SMEGA XX and then a number is because of all the different time zones. So what that means is that whatever hour it is for you in real life, on that hour, during that minute that they posted, that's when they're going to use the MVP. So if somebody posts XX45, channel 5 Mushroom Shrine, that means that on whatever hour it is for you in real life, on the 45th minute of that hour in channel 5, if you're there at Mushroom Shrine, you will be getting a bonus 50% XP buff. So it's very important to look out for these MVP SMEGAs that are being posted constantly throughout the game so that you can get more and more XP. Another way of getting MVPs is by being MVP. So again, if you were to spend a lot of money on this game, there are different ranks that you can get dependent on how much money you spent on the game, and these rewards that you can get from it give you those MVP buffs that you could share with others, and they give you the MVP buffs that you can use by yourself, just like the ones you get from bossing. Another way of getting MVP is by doing something called Tower of Oz. I honestly don't recommend doing this, but if you did do it, depending on where you rank, you will get MVPs every single week. The person who gets first place, I believe, gets 20 MVP buffs that they can share with everybody every single week. So if this is something that you want to do, then go for it. You can get bonus MVPs. You just have to do it once, but it does have a pretty big learning curve if you want to do it. But if you want to go through that learning curve, I have my own Oz guide that I made before, and you could watch that and it'll help you clear Oz super quickly. The last source of MVP buffs that you can get is through the dojo. So if you were to get rank 1 in your own class, you get 2 of the MVP atmospheric buffs every single week. So most people are probably not going to have this because there's so many people competing for it. But just know that the rank 1 in your class, maybe one day you guys can get it, you will be able to get an additional 2 MVP atmospheric buffs. Another very common buff that people will use for training is the Extreme Gold Potion. The Extreme Gold Potion gives you a bonus 10% XP and it stacks with everything for 30 minutes. So all you have to do is go to the Monster Park, complete your Monster Park. You'll get coins for opening up a Monster Park box. Any box will give you coins as well. Go to the special tab in the shop and buy Monster Park Gold Potions. They cost double the amount of the other ones, so just keep that in mind. And another item that gives you an additional 10% bonus XP that stacks with everything is the EXP Accumulation Potion, or as I like to call the EAP. EAP. So there's the small EAP that you can get from bosses. Bosses can drop these small EAPs and they last for 30 minutes. And there's the big EAPs that you can craft using an EAP recipe. Now the EAP recipe, you could get it from daily bosses. Eventually, as you keep playing this game, you'll stack up on these recipes. So if you use it, it'll unlock the EAP recipe for 24 hours. So you want to make sure you're crafting as many as you can within that 24 hours. All you need is level 10 alchemy. And as you can see here, I can craft an EAP. Every single time you craft it, you get 3 of them. And the EAPs last for 2 hours. Another coupon that you can get to increase your XP is the VIP coupon. So the VIP coupon is a limited time coupon that you can get from events. It looks like this, and when you double click it, you will have an option of either getting the damage one or the XP one. This XP one is an additional 15% bonus XP, and it stacks with everything as well. So make sure that if you're training, you're also using the VIP XP coupons, because this is another 15% that you could be missing out on. Now that we know what coupons we can use that stack together, let's talk about how you can prepare your character and all the different passives that are available to you to increase your XP. So the first thing we need to talk about are link skills. So link skills are very valuable in increasing your XP. There are 3 main link skills that you can use to increase your XP. There's the Aron link skill, Combo Kill Blessing. This one is not really that important after around level 200. Before level 200, when you're training, this one is very important. But if you need more damage while training, you don't have to put it on. But if you one-shot, you might as well put it on. The next link skill is the Mercedes link skill, Elven Blessing. This link skill can go to level 3, which means that you would need a level 210 Mercedes to get the maximum benefit of it. And it just straight up gives you 20% more XP permanently. And the final link skill, which is the most important one, is the Rune Persistence link skill that you get from Evan. You would need a level 210 Evan to get the max buff from this link skill, which increases your rune duration plus 70%, which is an insane amount. We're going to talk about runes a bit later into the video if you don't know what that is, but just know that this is very important. So these are the 3 main link skills that you would need to always have on while training. The next thing we could do to prepare ourselves for training is the Legion board. So the Legion board has a lot of different bonus passives that you can use to make yourself stronger or make your XP go up. So there's this bonus XP region, and if you put blocks in that region, you will gain a lot more bonus XP. So you could see on the bottom right, it says grid bonuses, 10% bonus XP. And if you have the 0 character, if you put that on your Legion board as well, it's an additional 10% bonus XP on top of that. Another way to increase your bonus XP is through the Hyperstats. So if you were to put 15 points into the bonus XP Hyperstat, it would be another 10% passive bonus XP that you can have on your character as well. There's actually a 5th job skill that every single class in the whole game has called Decent Holy Symbol, and at max level 25, while being in a +5 V matrix slot, it will give your character an additional 35% bonus XP, and this has 100% uptime, and you could put it on a pet so you don't even have to buff it yourself. So it's just another 35% bonus XP you'll have permanently. So always make sure to have Holy Symbol, and it's very important to max this out as quickly as possible through your nodes. There's actually an item that you could get through the dojo or through events called the Pendant of the Spirit. I'm going to buy a Pendant of the Spirit for demonstration purposes. So you could buy one every single week from the dojo, and it'll last for 3 days, the one from the dojo. And if you equip this item, it does take one of your pendant slots, so you might be losing on a bit of drop rate or a bit of damage. But how it works, the regular Pendant of the Spirit, you can see in the orange text towards the bottom, it says that it can give you up to 30% bonus XP. You'll see the buff pop up on the top right. How it works is every additional hour that you have this equipped, you will gain 10% more XP. So since this is the first hour, I'm getting 10% XP, but in an hour from now, it'll turn into 20% bonus XP, and in 2 hours from now, it'll turn into 30% bonus XP. And if you were to unequip it, then this timer completely resets. So keep that in mind. But an even better version of this Pendant of the Spirit is the Prepared Pendant of the Spirit that you can get all the time through events. This Prepared Pendant of the Spirit, for example, in the Maple Island event right now, you can equip it and it'll give you the highest value, the bonus 30% XP right away, and you won't have to wait 2 hours. And since it's the prepared version, even if you take it off and put it back on, it'll automatically give you 30% bonus XP. Events give these all the time, whether it's a 30-day one or a 60-day one, and it's super valuable in increasing your XP. You can actually get Pendant of the Spirits through the daily gift as well. It'll give you a 1-week Pendant of the Spirit. You can get 2 of them per month just from this daily gift. So make sure you claim them and use them. Just from the daily gift and from dojo every week, you can have a Pendant of the Spirit for almost every single day the whole month. And the Sunday Monster Park box also has a chance of giving you a Pendant of the Spirit, and even a prepared one at that. So if you ever open a Sunday Monster Park box and you see you don't get 2x, check your equips tab, because maybe you actually got a Pendant of the Spirit instead. I'm on my Night Lord here to show you that certain classes actually have hyper skill passives that you need to make sure you have on while training. So Night Lord, for example, has this Showdown Enhance hyper passive that gives you an additional 5% bonus XP. So if you're a class that has a hyper skill passive that gives you more XP, make sure that you spec into it so that you have it while training. During certain events or cash shop sales, you can get an item called a custom title or a burning title, and these usually happen whenever a character is either terror burned or hyper burned, or like I mentioned, there's a custom title available through either an event or through the cash shop. And if you hover over it, it gives you a bunch of stats, but as you can see, it also says 10% bonus XP. So as long as you have this title turned on, you'll get the bonus XP buff from it. So make sure if you get a reward like this, try to use it as much as you can, because these do have a limited time duration. Very often in events, there are event buffs that you can spec into, whether you need boss damage ID and whatnot. There's XP obtained as well. The more points you put into it, the more XP you'll get. I generally recommend to not go over 4 points spec'd into anything, because it has such a crazy cost. As the passive level gets higher through the event, it'll cost way more points to level it up. For example, this Maple Island event, we have these buffs, and in the upcoming Dreamer update, we will also have these types of buffs. It is very standard throughout events to have these types of buffs available, so make sure you're specking into XP like I'm showing right now. So I just got an additional 7.5% bonus XP passive across all of my characters because I spec'd into it. As you can see, it even shows here at the bottom that additional 7.5%. Something that very little people use is the special node to increase your XP. So special nodes are these purple ones, and a really good one is the Rune XP one. So as you can see, it says increases XP by 50% for 20 seconds every time a rune is activated. So it's just that little extra bonus XP you can get every single time you pop a rune in your map. Now let's talk about the different maps that you can train in and what you're going to see in the maps that can boost your XP. So oftentimes while you're training, you're going to see something called a rune. There's a lot of different types of runes, but what runes do is if you interact on it, there's going to be this little arrow puzzle you have to solve. Once you solve it, you're going to see on the top right this buff that appears called Liberated Rune Power, and this gives you plus 100% bonus XP for a certain amount of time dependent on your Evan link, if you remember when we mentioned that earlier in the video. So runes are very powerful, and they increase your XP by a tremendous amount, so make sure you always always get your rune whenever it spawns. Now, the next thing about maps is there's this concept in the game called burning. Now, what burning means is if you're in a map that is not popular and people haven't trained there and people don't train there very often, there's going to be this bonus called burning. So you're going to see it as soon as you load into the map. Burning stage 6, 60% bonus XP. So because this map is not too popular, it has a bonus 60% XP on it. If you hover over the additional XP at the bottom, it says burning field 60%. So you can tell how much burning you have just by hovering over this. And burning can be very, very powerful because it allows maps that are maybe not 100% optimal or super easy to train in to actually be a better map overall just because of the burning. And if you change channels, you can often find higher burning just by looking around a little bit. So this one is 50, this one is 30. As you can see, like as I CC around, the burning value changes dependent on the channel. And the reason that's the case, you see this one is 80 and there's 2 people here. The burning level goes down the longer that people are in the map training. If you are actively training in the map, every 15 minutes the burning will go down by 1 stage. So it'll get lower and lower and lower until it reaches 0, and then you would ideally want to change channel and find more burning. With that being said though, burning also does go up every single hour that nobody is in the map. Now on the screen you're going to see 2 charts. These charts are about the level range bonus that you get from killing monsters. So what that means is if you're killing monsters that are the same level as you or 1 level higher than you or 1 level below you, you will gain an additional 20% bonus XP. Now what's really cool about level range is this 20% bonus XP is multiplicative. It is not additive like the other ones. It means you are literally be gaining 20% more, like times 1.2 XP. So ideally, whenever you want to find a map to train in, so for example, I'm level 283, right? I would want to find a map that has mobs that are level 283 or 282 or 284, because that's either +1 or -1 or the same level. And you can gain an additional 10% XP for mobs in between +2 and +4 levels and -2 and -4 levels. So at worst, try your best to always train to get that 10% bonus XP, but ideally you want to always stay in level range for that bonus 20%. It's super, super powerful, and you can level up literally 1.2 times faster. It's an insane amount of XP. And the crazy thing about level range is it doesn't show up in the additional XP obtained at the bottom, so it's kind of like low key. But it's very, very, very important for you guys to know about this. Now, these last 2 things are not something that you could get all the time, but I still want to mention. The first one is the Sunny Sundays. So on the MapleStory website, every single time there's a big patch, there's something called Sunny Sundays, and Sunny Sundays often have a bunch of bonus perks for that Sunday during the week. And very often there's double rune XP Sundays, which makes all the rune XP, instead of it giving you 100% bonus XP, it would give you 200% bonus XP, which is very, very, very strong. So on those Sundays, it's very important to train because your XP rate is so much higher than it normally is. And there's a lot of other Sunny Sundays as well that usually help you with XP, like double Monster Park XP, or sometimes there's full-on XP events like Haste or Night Troop. Another XP buff that you can get is your House buff. The House buff gives you 10% bonus XP for 30 minutes, but I believe it's only once a day. So it does help, but it's not really a buff that you can use all the time. But if you're somebody who plays daily and only does around 30 minutes of trading, it could be really useful for you. I would highly recommend getting the House buff if you don't have it already. Now, these last 2 XP buffs are things that are not in the game yet as I'm making this video, but they will be in the game and they will be very, very powerful. And what I'm talking about is the Soul Janus Hexa skill. So this Soul Janus Hexa skill, it's a common skill that is going to come out that every single class can use. Basically, it helps you mob and clear the map really, really, really easily. But the point of the skill that I want to talk about is the bonus XP that it gives. So similar to Holy Symbol that gives you a bonus 35% XP permanently, essentially, Soul Janus gives you up to 50% bonus passive XP. So it's basically like having a permanent MVP versus what we have right now on top of everything. So it's actually really, really important to max out Janus as quickly as you can so that you can level up even faster with the bonus 50% XP you get from it. And the next one is the Legion Artifact system. The Legion Artifact system can also give you XP. The Legion artifact system, once you have it at max, can give you a bonus 12% XP as well. And that's a 12% passive XP that's there all the time. So there's a lot of value in getting it. It's not a temporary buff that can only be used for a little bit. So if you train very long hours, that 12% bonus XP adds up a lot. So in total, hypothetically, if you had the optimum XP rate all the time, with 2x and 3x, you could get up to 200% more XP. With Rune, an additional up to 200% XP with an event. MVP gives you 50% more. Gold Pot, another 10%. Burning can give you anywhere between 10 to 100% bonus XP. Level range multiplies everything times 1.2. So I'll add that to the calculation at the end. Decent HS is 35%. EAP is 10%. Links give you 20% passive with the Mercedes link and rune duration and combo orb XP. Legion can give you 20% more XP with the zero block and the Legion XP area. Hyperstats give you 10%. Hyper passives can give you like 5%. Event XP can give you 10% passively. Pendant in the Spirit gives you an additional 30%. Special Node can give you 20% bonus just for a tiny bit. Sunny Sundays can give you another 100% on top of that. Blue VIP gives you another 15%. Custom Title gives you another 10%. The housing buff gives you another 10%. Legion artifact gives you 12%. And Soul Janus gives you 50%. So in total, you're almost getting 1000% bonus XP if you're training on like a sunny Sunday and you have 3x available. This is obviously not how much XP you're getting all the time 24/7, but this is how much XP you can get up to if you know about all of the XP sources. Now this also doesn't mean it's going to say 956% bonus XP inside of your stats tab, but this is how much effective XP you're getting, because things like level range aren't going to be in the stats tab. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting my channel. I stream almost every single day as well, so if you want to interact with me, you can through my stream. It's super easy. And good luck training. You can get so much more XP than you think if you just know about all of the sources. And I appreciate you guys watching so much. Thank you so much to my members: Blazefire, Shooms, Uju, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Grim4K, Koga, Pabo, Piconier, Jesse, Niles, and Dante Victory. I appreciate you guys so much.